Good day to those listening and those watching. I am Garrett Pedler, and with me is Nada Kovenich. Together, we are your Small Town Realtor Podcast. Make sure to like, follow, share this episode, and of course, drop us a comment on your takeaways from this episode. We appreciate you being here and hope you enjoy this episode. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being with us today, and we are so excited about this episode, bringing on real estate agents. So far, we have with us a marketing director of a very successful team in Moorhead City, outside and including Crystal Coast in North Carolina. And so we're really excited to have Meg Millsap with us today of the Mary Cheatham King Real Estate team. Don't want to forget the King. And very excited to have you with us today, Meg. So get us started. Tell us about yourself. What brought you to this team? Tell us about the area. Give us an intro for our listeners.
Sure. So my intro will not be as great as your intro just was. But I'm really excited to be here. Thank you guys so much for having me as a token marketing person on your Realtor podcast. So I started with Mary Cheatham King Real Estate 8 years ago. I just had my 8-year anniversary just this last week. Woo! And I have a background in marketing, have always been interested in it. Saw this job open up, and it was just kind of a no-brainer for me. So I love it here. When I first started, there were 8 of us. I was the 8th hire of Mary Cheatham's, and now there are 25 women working with MCKRE, which is hysterical. We're all at different life stages, all in different positions, so it really works well, but it's a really fun dynamic, and we love it over here in Moorhead City. Our area is coastal, a lot of second homes. We are considered a small town. We have about 70,000 full-time residents, and then that increases a little bit over the summer as people come into town to stay at their beach homes and their condos. But a little bit about our history with MCKRE. I'm going to use MCKRE interchangeably because Mary Cheatham King Real Estate it's a mouthful.
Long.
It is. It is. We've been a team for 10 years. However, Mary Cheatham, who's our rainmaker, our fearless leader, she has been an agent for 23 years. So she was a solo agent before. And now 10 years later, we now last year had about 6.4 million in GCI, a little bit over 300 sides and families served. And we have 7 agents. So 7 of the 25 are agents. All the rest are admin. Did I forget anything?
I think
that was
you did
pretty good.
I just babbled for a long time.
No, that was awesome. And let's jump right into it, Meg. You've worked alongside a top producing small town agent for 8 years. Mm-hmm. What do you think separates the agents who consistently grow from the ones who stay stuck? Because your team is not stuck. So you're the expert on this.
So I have 2 parts to this question. And the first one kind of applies to the team setting. So I remember 8 years ago, I was interviewing with Mary Cheatham, and I actually flipped the script on her. I said, what is your goal? Like, why are you doing all of this? Because she could have just continued being a solo agent. I mean, you're bringing in people into a team, and, that's just a lot of extra things to do. So she did not even hesitate, and she shot back this one-liner. She said, my goal at the end of every single day is to make sure my team members are getting what they need to pour into them and to support them. And like in the moment, I was like, oh, like she has to say that. But
good line.
But right, she genuinely meant it, and I felt that every single day from her. Is she wants her people and her team members to feel so supported, to continue their education, to provide bonus opportunities for us, to travel, to do all of these things, and she really lives that, and that's what drives her every day. So I think that from her perspective, I'm sure she would have answered the same thing, but from her perspective, I think that has helped set her apart, is she actually really cares for all of us and cares in investing in all of us as well. And then from an agent perspective, I think this can be applicable to solo agents as well, is I think what sets people apart is the people who are consistent before they're creative is huge. So I think a lot of times from a marketing perspective, we really focus on the creative side of things, making things look pretty. We have this big idea in our head, or our agent has a big idea in their head, and our job is to bring it to life. When in reality, that's great, but you have to have a plan first and then add the creativity in after. And I think the agents that really understand that concept, that you have to have a plan, you have to be consistent with your marketing first, and then you can sprinkle in the creativity. That's really what sets them apart, in my opinion, from what I've seen.
I love
That's
that.
super interesting. Yeah, I love that. I'm going to ask a question. I'm afraid to even ask it because we do a lot of marketing on my team.
Mhm.
But what do you think is the biggest marketing mistakes that you see with small town agents? And I'm afraid to ask it because I probably am one of them. But what are they making over and over again that these small town agents you're seeing with their marketing mistakes?
Okay, so I'm going to start this by asking you a question, Nada and Garrett. What percentage of people who either follow you on social media or are in your database, what percentage of those people do you think are actually interested in buying or selling right at this very moment?
I'm going to go with about 25%.
Okay. Garrett, what about you?
I would be a lot lower.
Yeah.
Like right now, in the next 30 days, I'd probably think 2-3%. Like,
Yeah. We're in the same boat. I think we have a pretty big database from all of Mary Cheatham's years in real estate and growing that. And then the folks who follow us on Instagram, and Facebook, I would say below 5% from us are ready to do something right now. So when we realize that and we look at our content, I think a mistake that a lot of agents make, especially in a small town, is you're just talking about real estate. So let's talk about social media for right now, just because it's an easy example. So when you're posting just listed, just sold, real estate market stats, more property information, you're only appealing to that less than 5% that are interested in real estate right now. When in reality, you're completely putting everyone else who follows you and invests in your social media, you're kind of not appealing to them with value. So we flipped that switch, or we flipped that script a couple of years ago, and we started implementing something called a bucket system. And this is a way to categorize our content to make sure that we're diversifying what we're sharing. So we're appealing to buyers and sellers, because at the end of the day, we want leads and we want people to, come in and be new clients of ours. But we also want to appeal to the people not interested in real estate right now, because one day they will be. And that's a big mistake I think a lot of agents make, is they think they can only talk about real estate, when in reality, that should be kind of a small part of what you talk about on social media or in your emails. Did that make sense?
yeah.
It's very good, because now I'm sitting there going, all right, so I'm going to have a meeting with my team tomorrow and we're going to revamp everything that we're doing.
So the bucket system, to go into that a little bit more, it's of course we have our listings bucket. We have to share our listings and spread the word about them and serve our sellers. That is always going to be something that we're going to share. We have our market update bucket, which helps position us as local experts. We're talking about, the stats you see in the MLS. We're also talking about what we're seeing in the market. And then our other two buckets have nothing to do with real estate. They have to do with our community. So I think a lot of times you hear people say, who's your ideal client? And in real estate, you might have an ideal client, but I really think that people or agents really want to broaden their ideal client. And what's the one thing that people who are in their web or in their database have in common? It's that they love the place that they live, or they want to live in the place where this agent is. So sharing new businesses, what's happening in your community, fun facts about your area, just really selling where you live is a huge part of what we do with our content on social media and in emails, because that that is what appeals to those 95% of folks who aren't interested in real estate right now.
Yeah, Meg, I've been to a lot of conferences, and your question about asking what percentage are truly buying in the next 30 days, those are the only people that care about your just listed, just sold, just price reduced. I think that's a great analogy for why, because all the other people at conferences, oh no, they don't care about your just solds. They just want to know about your area. Well, when you think about, from a real estate business perspective, that makes it sound a lot more reasonable. Okay, yeah, this is really why I need to think about the 90 some odd percent of my clientele that aren't buying in the next 60 days. They want to know what spots to hit when they come to town, or what spots to look forward to. So I love that question. That's really, really good. A lot of agents, my marketing guru here, Meg, a lot of agents think they need a huge budget to market themselves. And unfortunately, as real estate agents, we can get in the just do everything and not thinking of it from a strategic viewpoint. If you were starting from scratch in a small town under 100K population today, what would you focus on first?
So starting deep, not wide. I think that's a mistake that I made when I first came here with MCKRE. I tried to do every little thing and do print and social media and email and this other email and a postcard and all of the things before we really nailed down what we actually wanted to focus on. So what's interesting is the two pillars that we really honed in on to perfect before we expanded from there actually are very low cost or free. So what we focus on, our main marketing pillar here at MCKRE, is email marketing. So we send a weekly email every Thursday at 6 p.m. to our database. It follows that bucket system. And we just plug and play community content. We have our listings in there, some market update, and then a little bit about our team. However, if you don't have an email list and you're completely starting from scratch, what I would say is first plan. So what I said at the beginning about consistency beats creativity without direction every time. So plan out your content, plan out when you want to send your email. Maybe you start with a monthly email. You put it on your calendar. You plan out what you want to post on social media. You put it on your calendar. Start with the plan. And then what I would do is just start posting on social media following that plan. You can grow your email list from there because they work together, and then just start sending your emails. It sounds really simple saying it out loud, but using social media as a way to grow your email list and then starting to send those emails is where I would start if you were starting from ground zero.
Now, I want to dig deep into this email, or dig a little deeper. Why email over? Why email?
Sure. So on social media, there's an algorithm, as you guys know, and you're not guaranteed to get in front of the people that you want to get in front of. So I don't even know the stats, but say we post something, there's a good chance that maybe 10% of the people who follow us actually see that post. It's just how the cookie crumbles on social media. Now with email, and you have your email list, you're guaranteed to get into the inbox of all those people. So we have an email list of about 22,000 every single Thursday at 6 p.m. We show up in their inbox, whether they open the email or not. Great. Half the time, we have about a 35% open rate, which is great, but not everyone's opening it, but they're seeing our name come up in their inbox. If they delete it, fine. If they unsubscribe, no problem. But they're seeing our name come up every Thursday at 6 p.m. So that's the brand awareness piece. Now, if they open it, that's a bonus. They're scrolling through it. The value we're providing is not just real estate. So they know they're going to get some community insights. They're going to get some information about what's happening right now outside of real estate. And that's kind of our mentality with email. You're guaranteed to get in front of the people you want to get in front of because you're not relying on an algorithm.
Can I ask one more question, Nada?
Go. No, Garrett, I'm actually taking notes on this as we go through. Not for the podcast, for my team. So go ahead.
Digging into that is okay. So you do you said every Tuesday?
Every Thursday, yes.
Thursday. Okay. And I'm sure that's a calculated decision. Thursday at 6. I've always been told it's Wednesday and Thursday, or Tuesday and Thursday. People open emails the most. So Thursday at 6 do they look the exact same in that month, or is start of the month is this, and second, third, and fourth? Give us a breakdown on that.
Sure.
So not to give away all your secrets.
Oh, they're good. Everyone does their own.
We're far away.
Everyone does it in their own beautiful way. So we will share anything. Okay. So first of all, with email, we did not start by sending them weekly on Thursdays at 6 p.m. We started with a monthly email, got really consistent with that, moved to bi-weekly, got really consistent with that, and then moved it to weekly. So a weekly email is a big lift. And we have 2 marketing people. one of which handles the email herself. And she, that's one of the main parts of her job. So we did not start by sending it weekly. If you're not doing an email yet, start doing an email, but you don't have to start by doing it weekly. Just get on a specific cadence, really nail that down, and then increase the frequency from there. But your question was about how we put that together each week.
Yeah,
Or
kind of. What do they look like now that you're doing 4 a month? What are they all pretty much look the same in terms of your breakdown, intro, community events, new listings?
So we follow back to that bucket system. I will say bucket 400 times in this chat for some reason. It always ends up that way. So going back to that bucket system, we have our 4 buckets that we always pull from: listings, market update, community, and team, or you. Those are what we use. And every single email has those 4 sections. So we have something about our listings, something about a market update, something about our community, and then something about our team, which often incorporates something about the community. So it's not designated necessarily as like, hello, you're entering the listing section, or this is the market update section. But every email has those 4 elements, and then that's it. We put a testimonial at the end. But the way that we order it, we track week to week our click rate within our email, just to see what people are clicking on, what they're interested in. And then we put whatever had the highest clicks the week prior at the top of the email. So say our listing bucket got the most clicks that week for some reason, we'll move that to the top of the next email and just test out to see if that was interesting to them that week. If the community bucket got the most clicks, then we'll scoot that to the top of the next week's email. So we really look week over week to see what people are liking and what they're clicking on. So no, our emails don't look the same every week. The content's different, but the buckets stay the same. And that's what makes the planning a little bit easier for us is Monday mornings we come in, we know we have to fill those 4 buckets somehow. So all we do on Mondays, we don't touch our email. We don't design a thing. We just plan what's going to go into those 4 buckets, what properties we're going to feature, what our community thing will be, and then we set it aside until Tuesday. Then on Tuesday, we start filling in the content of those buckets. Wednesday, we edit. Thursday, we send. So that's kind of how our email has grown our email process has grown. It did not start that way. It was a bear, but now it's a habit for us, and it's a pillar that we invest a lot of time in.
Now everybody screams at these things, social media, and you're screaming email, and I love it because your stat, like when you say about the 33%, we're somewhere around there too on a much smaller scale of 22,000 recipients, but. Then you think about, your average likes per post and followers, it's probably more like 1% are liking it. Now, maybe some more are seeing it, but you have 33% people opening it. Yep. And then think about the people that just see the email and don't even open it.
Exactly.
So you just screamed emails. Let's go back 10 years and let's get into emails. I love this.
I know. We do. Social media is kind of our second main pillar that we focus on, and we love it. Of course, we think everyone should be on social media, but it's, what you're creating is for brand awareness, and it's for the chance of it being seen by the people you want to see it. Email, you're guaranteed to get in front of them. So we do share a lot of similar things between our email and social media because our followers are different than the people who might be on our email list. If people see things twice, great. But we focus on email first, and then social media is secondary and help support our email list.
I am so happy I found you. My goodness, what a wealth of knowledge for marketing.
I learned it all from MP. I'm serious.
Very impressive. It's very, very impressive. And we have to, because Garrett and I are so social media driven. It's so interesting to hear a different perspective.
Yeah.
So now that I know what you're doing with the email, can we talk about what you do with the social media? Because it's obviously going to be completely different than what we do. It's probably going to be top notch. And now I'm going to feel like I need to, now my poor team we have our Monday meetings. My poor team on Monday is they're going to shoot me, but that's good. That's how you do well. So you've got to tell me now, what are we focusing on with social media?
Sure. We follow the same bucket system. There's the word again for our social media. Mondays, we always post about listings. Tuesdays, we post about community. Wednesdays, we do some type of market update or listings again. Thursday, we post about our team / community. And then Fridays, we have a very low production podcast. It is by no means a podcast. It is not what we're doing here. But Mary Cheatham and I sit down each Friday morning and we go on Facebook Live and we chat with a local business owner or person doing really cool things in the community. And that is our Friday post every week. So that's how we operate. We just use that same bucket system. So when we're planning our social media, we're not planning exactly what goes in the buckets yet, but we know that Mondays are this, Tuesdays are this, Wednesdays are this, etc. And then we can fill it in from there. But we're really not doing anything like out of this world on social media, in my opinion. It's nothing groundbreaking. It's just consistent, and we post today. Then once we nail the consistency part, we sprinkle in the creativity from there. But something Mary Cheatham says all the time is done is better than perfect. And that is so hard for me to understand because I'm a perfectionist. But if you kind of mull over your social media plan for the week or this one specific post and you're not consistent with getting it out there, then you're doing a disservice to your followers. They're not going to know if the font color is a little bit different than what you originally planned, or if the vibe of your video isn't, exactly what you had in your head. They care that you posted it. So that's something.
It's funny you say that because of course, I've got all women on my team, and Garrett, I know you have to brush your hair and everything to get ready for the videos, but with me, I tell the girls on my team, do your video and then don't watch it. Like 100%. Send it to me, send it over to me if you want someone to watch it and proof what you said or whatever, but do not go back and watch it because we're so critical of ourselves that get the post done, get the video out there, and we'll worry about it after because the perfection right there, right? The minute you work too much on perfection, you struggle with it.
Yeah. Agree. That's great advice. I need to remind my team of that.
And while the email and social media side, if you had a brand new agent, I think I know your answer from what you've said already. Are you, hey, okay, so you got I'm going to be an agent. I'm going to do 7 posts a week. Every day I'm going to throw something up, or I'm going to do 4 emails a month. What would you tell a new agent?
You probably guessed correctly, but I would start with email. I would pull from, if you're a part of a PTA list, anyone you've ever talked to about real estate, of course, adding a little disclaimer at the bottom of your email to unsubscribe. But anyone you've ever talked to about real estate, any email list that you're a part of, just start building your list little by little, and then start sending the emails to get into the habit. So I don't know if, do you guys know who Ken Pozek is? He was a Keller Williams agent. He is in Florida. I think he's with no, I'm not going to say that because I don't know for sure, but he is huge on YouTube, like best I've ever seen. And he gets a lot of his business from it. And what he did when he first started on YouTube was he told himself he was going to post 100 videos in 100 days with no intention of getting one single like or one comment on his video. So he was just going to post to do it. So at the end of the 100 days, he sat there, and of course he had built a following and interaction on his videos and whatnot, but he got really good at the habit of creating a YouTube video. So I think that that's a really interesting thing that can be applied to email. So say you have 25 people on your email list that you feel like, you're like, well, should I be emailing this small, this few amount of people, when of course, because that's you practicing putting an email together, following a plan, keeping the promise to yourself that you're going to get it out at Thursday at 6 p.m. And then each week or every other week or every month, whatever cadence you decide, then it just becomes part of your day-to-day and a habit. So starting with email is what I would say. And then using social media to build your email list, whether you post stories and say, do you want community content, drop your email here, or you do a little giveaway where in exchange for someone's email address, they're entered to win something from a local business. It's a slow burn growing your email list, but you can use social media to support that.
That's awesome. And we just start. So we do it once a month. And it's funny that, you said Mary Cheatham's been in 23 years. Yeah,
Yep.
23. And my dad, 42.
Nice.
But when I got in 11 years ago, his thing was do not give up that email. Like, keep doing that email. So I took it on and made it a little bit more creative. And then, so it's funny, this maybe is a little more traditional thinking. But when you think about the amount of people for each, production of making something, who's seeing it, it makes incredible sense. And let's be honest, I mean, 50 plus for, I would imagine your market, Meg, is my market. And I'm sure you do definitely have a younger buyer, but most of your buyers and sellers and homeowners for sure are 50 plus. That's the baby boomer age, and that's who loves their email. So, and checking their email constantly. So some great information there. What's one marketing lesson that almost every agent needs to hear, but often ignores, Meg?
That's a good question. I think kind of what I was just talking about. I think people expect with email or social media or marketing in general, a very quick turnaround. I think sometimes leads could call in the day after because they saw a social media post or they saw a call to action in your email, but that's rarely going to happen. So marketing's a long game. And a lot of what I do for our team is the brand awareness piece, because again, going back to that concept of a very small percentage of people content are, you can't expect leads to be pouring in just from one post, if that makes sense. So the more they see, the more value you pour into people, that you don't ask for anything in return. If you're sharing community insights, if a new business opened their doors and you broke the news of that business, people are going to think of you first when it does come time for them to buy or sell, whether it's in a month or in 3 years.
So I'm going to ask this, like marketing's always changing. We're always changing how we market things. Social media is where we've been focused. Now I'm going to be focusing a little. We do emails, but it's more on a quarterly basis. It looks like I'm going back to monthly. And with everything changing constantly, AI, different systems, where do you think in the next 12 months, where should we be focusing? I mean, of course, the email, but other than the email, where else do you think we should be focusing our marketing dollars or energy? Because if it's social media, it's not necessarily dollars, but where do you think the best place to focus is over the next 12 months?
So you mentioned AI, and I think we're still digging into how to use AI from a marketing perspective, because this is just my opinion, and I know it's Mary Cheatham's opinion too, but using AI for your output or for the design of things or for anything that's public facing probably is going to be extinct very soon, because people have begun to pick up on what's made through ChatGPT, what's edited through, it's pretty obvious these days. But there are ways to use AI within the marketing realm to support on the back end. Building your emails, for example, it can help proofread for you. There's so many things that it can help with on that front that we're still trying to dig into and discover. But I think people are going to really crave the AI-less output from real estate agents in general. So hopefully that's a change that's coming soon. I'm a graphic designer at heart, so it hurts me so badly to see the AI flyers and stuff sometimes. But on the other hand, the thing that I battle with in my brain is they got something out there, So the consistency piece and the creativity piece, that's hard to battle with in my brain. But I think that'll be a change that's coming soon. I think people are going to want to go back to the more curated or the less curated, more authentic content. And that's something we've always tried to harbor with our social media and emails in general. But our videos, usually it's Mary Cheatham sitting in her car on FaceTime, giving the market update, or it's us filming at a property with our iPhones, because done is better than perfect again. So I think I'm hoping people will go back to that kind of less curated, more like hop on FaceTime and just a little bit more on the authentic side versus the really AI heavy stuff. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yep.
No, and
Yeah. No.
I
Go
was
ahead,
just
Garrett.
gonna say is it's funny you said you can tell that AI generated photo.
Mhm.
It is the easiest thing. I think, the first week or two of, following up people,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, wow, how'd they make that? And then over a month, you're like, okay,
Oh,
something's going on here. I can
Yeah.
track these out of very quickly. And so, it looks cool, but I think a quick, like you said, a little iPhone out and record yourself. I think so many people think you need to have this big production team.
Yeah.
Now I know in my area, there's this one camera guy, and we're small town, so you don't have a whole lot of people to pick from.
Yep,
And they all look the exact same. It's them talking in front of the house for 2 seconds, a couple words going across, and then they disappear and they go inside the house. Like, okay, well, now this area, if you're looking in this area, you might start thinking these are AI generated. It's all
right.
But actually, I know you're the marketing guru, Meg, but actually one cool thing I did find with AI recently I've been using. So I'll make my listing write up, and then I'll throw it into ChatGPT and say, SEO optimize this.
Genius.
So you're not using it to change it. You're just trying to optimize it for search engine optimization. And then we've been labeling our photos by saying, okay, here's the realtor.ca link. Tell us what are some SEO optimized words to put as a description. So now that listing has walk to the beach 10 times in it, that when someone searches, it's coming up more. So those are a couple things we've been using.
Writing that down. That's really smart.
So that's a couple we've been using lately. There's great ways to use AI, like you said, but it really can come off fake if you're using it the wrong way. Nada, what were you?
I think authenticity comes from the videos. Like, I love videos. I anytime my team says that they're slow, I'm like, when was the last time you were on camera? Again, not production. I mean, we do production on our homes for sale, but like I get on camera walking my dog and, no makeup, and it's, 7 a.m. and we're out walking and I'm doing a market update. Well, him and I are trancing along in the forest, because that's where people want to see the authenticity. And I think that, again, with the AI is great for some things, of course, like it's like what Garrett said, it's super intelligent. And then you've got other things where it just doesn't work. And so I think authenticity is going to trump AI in the future.
I think so too. I love that. And I think one other thing we use AI for, I know AI wasn't part of the question, but it's a hot topic these days, is we track all of our stats from social media and emails every week. We review it during our marketing meeting, and it's just a Google spreadsheet that we fill out. But what we've done recently is we'll throw the spreadsheet into chat and we'll ask it to analyze our stats. So which posts perform the best? What does this open rate mean versus last week? What was our subject line? Okay, what can we improve? So chat is a wealth, or whatever AI platform you use, is a wealth of knowledge for the behind the scenes analyzation of what you're doing on social media and in email and marketing in general. Because if you're posting or you're sending emails and you're not looking at how they're performing or what the analytics are on them in terms of who's seeing it, what was the reach, what was the click rate, open rate, etc., then you're doing yourself a disservice by repeating the same thing instead of making weekly adjustments, monthly adjustments, whatever that cadence looks like. And using chat to do that has been really helpful for us.
One thing I definitely love about chat or these AI programs is you can't pay to be at the top. You got to come up naturally. And so, that's one thing I love about it. If you truly are a local agent and know Crystal Coast, there's Crystal Coast in enough of your write-ups and enough of your website descriptions and what have you, that it starts coming up. And, so checking that out, and every once in a while, go jump on a invisible search, not in your account, and type yourself in and see what comes up and kind of figure out some new things.
That's really smart. God, I have to ask,
I have to ask, just because we're going into email and how important email is, and we're just coming from a transition. We've switched brokerages. So I have to ask, what CRM are you using for all of these? Are you using for all of this email and everything that you're putting out right now? Because it's a selfish question, but I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who have the same question as me anyways.
Sure. So our CRM is Brivity. However, we just use that as a kind of a library for our database and a communication tool and everything. Our agents use it at a high level. But the way that we make our emails, and we actually have a class on this coming up where we teach people how to do it probably early next year.
Can we zoom in on it?
Okay. We're in the workshop stage of updating the class. We taught it a few years ago, but I had a baby. MC sent her oldest off to college. Thank you. She'll be 1 next week. I'm not okay. But we took a break for a little bit and now we're back. So the way that we create our emails is we design them in Canva. And Canva has an awesome new email editor where you can make it pretty. You can do whatever you want. It's all optimized. And then you copy the HTML, which might sound airy-fairy if you're not in the coding world, but you literally copy it and then you can paste it into whatever mail platform you use. We use MailChimp just because that's what we've always used and never wanted to change it. Paste it into MailChimp and it completely formats for you, links everything. It is fantastic. So that's a kind of newer system that we just started implementing with the design. We've always designed in Canva, but we've always exported, had to link the image, upload the image. It's complicated, but now it's so much easier. But that's kind of what we use. We use Brivity as our database CRM and then Canva and MailChimp.
Very cool.
Yeah. I'm not
very,
kidding.
very cool.
I do want a Zoom link to that that email teaching.
Great. We're on it.
Me too. Don't forget me over here.
No, of course not. You're now on our email list, so you're
I'm excited. I'm actually excited because I'm going to be able to see what's happening here.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, can you send me your latest email? So perfect. Add me to your list, and I'd love to see your material there because I'm just doing it all from MailChimp. But I can imagine the Canva one looks a lot slicker and there's a lot more stuff to do and a lot user friendly because I use Canva all the time, of course.
Absolutely. I'll add you guys to our regular mailing list for our Thursdays at 6 p.m. And then MC and I have a mailing list for agents specifically where we talk about marketing stuff, mindset things, all of that goes out monthly at this point because we're not diving into too fast to start. We're starting with monthly and then we'll increase the cadence from there. But I'll add you guys to both of those.
And of course, anybody listening, if you want to get added, look up Meg Millsap, Mary Cheatham King Real Estate Team. You will find her and send her an email or look them up on socials. Plug your socials while we're talking there.
So if you want to join our email list for the agent specific email list, you can go to our Instagram page at MC and Meg, MC-A-N-D, Meg. And it's the only link in our bio. You can just pop your email in there and sign up for our monthly emails. And then if you want to be a part of our Mary Cheatham King real estate email list, just to get some inspo, and if you're interested in property in Morehead City, North Carolina, then you can shoot me an email at megan@marycheathamking.com.
Awesome.
Cool.
And a little more on the fun side. What do you think, Nada? Should we do a couple fun questions?
I'd love it. Let's go with it, Garrett. You're gonna roll it out first, though.
Okay, it's been all business so far, so let's get into the little fun stuff. What's one piece of content you almost didn't post that ended up performing incredibly well?
You're gonna die. Okay, so Mary Cheatham. She is fantastic on camera. She's just so like spunky and natural, and she's a one-shot pony with takes. So she recently shared about her wig collection. Now, not like her normal hair. It's like pink wigs, blue wigs, like costume wigs, and she likes to wear them to like themed parties or concerts or something like that. She loves a wig. And we just posted that it was part of a listing video, actually. She had gone off on a tangent and started talking about her wigs. We almost cut that part out. but we didn't. And the amount of people who were shocked and tickled and related to her wig comment, it was pretty funny. So that's something we recently posted that we almost didn't because it might have been too weird, but we did.
That's awesome.
I love that. I love that. And so you have the 1-year-old, almost 1-year-old, and how have you been finding, because we have, again, team of women all over. How do you find being in your role with the team? Has it been a struggle to get used to? Has it, because we deal with it on my team. One of the agents just had a baby, and how do you find that struggle?
I find that I didn't feel as creative when I came back because I felt like my brain was so full of everything. The mental load you have as a parent is pretty crazy, and I didn't expect that. You hear about it, but of course it's something you don't understand until you go through it. So it has been a struggle because I can't operate the same way I did before. I couldn't, work until 7 p.m. if I was like really feeling inspired, or I don't know, the creativity piece felt a little different for me. And now I feel okay with that. I was really frustrated with myself at first because I thought I had to go right back to how I was operating before, when in reality, that's just not how the cookie crumbles. And luckily, most of the ladies on our team are parents, are grandparents. They've been in my shoes, and having them there and them being able to give me grace through it all has been so helpful, especially Mary Cheatham. She was in the thick of her solo agentship, pregnant with both of her kids. So that's it. So that's been really helpful, but it's different.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you, Meg, coming on this podcast so much. This is such great information for us, for our listeners. I mean, if you're listening, make sure that you follow them because they have some great content. Make sure you hop on that email list because I'm sure you're going to learn so much to help develop your business. We thank you so much for coming on here today. And I look forward to more chats with you. You're not getting away that easy from us. If you like this episode, make sure that you click like, follow us. We have more episodes coming out, and we'll have other agents, other different gurus in the industry like Meg. And have a great day, everyone.
Thank you, guys.